it's your boy Zap King the Giant Robots, and welcome to your tactical forecast for June 2021. For those of you new here, new to the channel, new to this particular video because you want to see what the fuck I'm all about, this is the sort of monthly prediction, what I plan to do in the month going forward, and a little bit of touch up from the changes in the month prior. As such, let us begin. Starting with our usual schedule for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we will have Robot Wars 64 until its conclusion at the end of the month. The prediction date is currently inaccurate because of, upcoming plans. I will explain this later. This is heretofore known as Slot 1. Game A. Super Robot Wars 64 is in fact in Game A. Our secondary slot for Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, alternating weeks, is Front Mission 3, as well as Super Robot Wars Alpha 2. Front Mission 3 is our B-game slot, Slot 2, which means that in accordance with its age on the channel and how long it's been going on, once Super Robot Wars 64 wraps up, this will move up into the A slot. I know this may disappoint a lot of people who are looking forward to a lot more Robot Wars Alpha 2, but it will get there. As such, that means that Alpha 2 is in the C slot, or the third slot, so it is kind of the most recently added, a little bit. On Fridays, we have our Friday free play, which is just a game I feel like playing. As such, I don't want to go off starting 10,000 games just because I want to touch this, I want to touch that, I want to get too many irons in the fire, and then nothing happens, or we make no progress. Like, you'll see one episode of these every too many months, which is already how bad I feel about the Saturday afternoon movie, but I digress. We have Super Robot Wars F. In the month of May, I recently purchased a Japanese Sega Saturn because my roommate continued to tell me it was too difficult to disconnect it from where he has it set up, so I just got my own. I mean, I could have got my own cords and let me have the console, but here we are. So Robot Wars F will occasionally appear on Friday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Gundam vs. Zeta Gundam will also appear sometimes on a Friday, in no consistency as to when they appear. They will just appear. Most likely never back to back. Further, we have a bit of a discussion to have, but let us discuss the Saturday afternoon movie, which is where I play longer form, less stage-based video games, Metroidvanias, RPGs, and the like, for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. So the rotation should be Sailor Moon RPG, the English translation patch that came out at the top of the year, Final Fantasy XVI Eternal Crystals. It is an older ROM hack that I have a physical copy of. I just borked it. We will have Omori, which, I thought there would be a little more introspection, but I think that only happens when we get to certain parts of the game, and I haven't seen those parts in a hot minute. And the most recent edition, Doodlet in the Wonder Labyrinth. This is a Metroidvania that recently came out, based on characters and events from Record of Lodoss War. I've never seen it, but I grew up as Doodlet as one of my first waifus. You can see that in the first episode. As such, something that I wanted to get the opinions from you, and this is what this section is here for. This is here not just for me to have a sense of organization, and since I've put it out there, now I have to kind of stick to my guns and kind of just floating about all willy-nilly. Would you, the viewers, Like, if I did something to accelerate or make some of these longer 4 games come up more often. As such, I would want to put Sailor Moon RPG also in the Friday free play slot. That way it comes up more frequently. That means that we're getting through the game faster. Rather than 2 hours a month, maybe we'll get 4 hours a month. But then at the same time, you get that slight bit of inconsistency in the length of the videos. Not that, I'm consistent with anything. No. But so far, at least with most of the other games, actually, no, now that I think about it, not a single one of the Saturday afternoon movies is consistently only a 2-hour time slot. Everything has jumped around and ended up with 30, 45 minute, 1 hour long videos. I'm a liar, and I don't mean to be. So, I am here to take suggestions, recommendations. Should I slide in a few extra episodes of some of these games so that they finish faster, other games move around and come through in the rotation, and I get to play more stuff that I want to get my grubby little hands on. As such, this also means that, according to Keikaku, according to the calendar, the planned schedule, which I keep in a physical form, Robot Wars 64 is slated to end approximately the 23rd or 24th of June, meaning that I will shuffle up Front Mission into the main slot. Alpha 2 becomes the B game, which doesn't really change its station at all. And then here's where we get interesting. Here's where I would like to put it on you guys. Is there a suggestion for a tactical RPG, a mecha game, or a different Super Robot Wars game that you would like me to play? I know there are other channels out there, there's other Let's Players, there's other streamers that are also playing various Super Robot Wars games, but I like to think that I bring a different energy to the table. There's the other ones that I keep track of, they're mellow, they're chill, they're super well informed, or they're well informed but they're kind of dull. I like to think I'm the hype man. So, as resident hype man, is there a particular Robot Wars game that y'all would want me to see? Or would you just like me to put all of my tactical games on a roulette and let the fates see what happens? As such, I have a list for you. In absolutely whatsoever zero particular order, presently on my list for tactical RPGs to take on the regular daily slot: Super Robot Wars T, a game that I've only played 16 stages of; Vanguard Bandits, a game that I've owned for years and never touched; Super Robot Wars K, it has a lot of my favorite giant robots in it; Another Century's Episode, I think that's better suited to like Saturday afternoon movie or Friday free play, but it is stage based and it's mecha, so there you go. Super Robot Wars Z, absolutely one of my favorite Super Robot Wars games, tied for Alpha Gaiden. Nope, can't list that one. That's a special project. We'll talk about this again. The regular ass Super Robot Wars 1. I think that listing might just be a case of, oops, I never took it off the list. So goodbye from the list, although I will still take suggestions. We have Super Robot Wars XO, the Xbox 360 port of Super Robot Wars GC. I am hideously and painfully aware that GC recently came out with its full release English translation patch rather than, test players. Yet, XO, because I've invested so many exclusive dollars into it by buying a console to play it on, I would much rather play that over GC. Not to say that I wouldn't play it, but Super Robot Wars MX is also on this list. It was my second Super Robot Wars ever, and it is still very high on my list of favorites. Robot Wars Compact 1. I have 5 books for these. I have a small story to tell about the Compact. Robot Wars Compact 2. I know I played Impact, but why not? Namco x Capcom, the original PlayStation 2 release. I mean, I never finished that game years ago, and the interesting thing was that when I found the English translation patch, burned it to a disk, popped that shit in, and loaded my save file, it still worked. I played a whole stage in English, but I never finished it. So that technically qualifies for everything that we need on this list. And the most curious thing that I recently found was Vixen 357 for the Sega Genesis. It is a tactical mecha RPG on the Sega Genesis, and it has an English translation patch. So, very interesting. Story 1 is I recently went to go see friend of the channel, personal friend, the true king of space, holler at your boy, let me go ahead and just clear these thumbnails off. Recently went to go see him to do the hardware work to get my WonderSwan modded to have a backlight. Something went awry, either a part was bad or something, and the screen doesn't work after the fact. But, you know, we've got the plans in motion to make that happen. But while I was down there, he was showing me his hardware emulation thing called the Mr. something, I forget. But that's where I just so happened to find Vixen 357 while looking for an old chunk that I used to play. And then the big thing, even though this is, you know, more so plans for July, not August. The plans for July will be a reduced upload schedule so that I can create an Akarasu style data page for Real Robot Battle Line. After my video, my one-off video for that had come up on Google's recommended on several devices, I brought this up last month, I got really super hyped and inspired to actually go all in on this. So I want to use the opportunity of wrapping up Robot Wars 64 to cut my upload schedule in half. That way I can still feel like I'm being productive on videos and staying ahead of the game, which is very good for my mental health. But I will also have that free time to sit down and transcribe data from the books into a wiki, into a flowchart, into everything we need, and maybe some backward semblance of a translation, or at least getting a gist of what's going on as opposed to just playing the game and watching the fancy animations. See what data I can actually come up with for an episode. As such, that at that juncture will take upon the slot, the C slot, once that project gets rolling. Or, and I think this is trying to be forecast and lay forth a plan with you, the people, the viewers. I will put Real Robot Battle Line into the occasional Friday night free play slot, get an episode out here and there as I work things forward. I want to be several stages ahead in data and experience before I just play one. Or at the very least, play the stage first, get a feel for what's going on, and then record it proper so we can, you know, have a good production, have an actual Let's Play for this video game. Usually I only like to have these videos go for 10 minutes, but I did have things to say. We did, in the month of March, hit 300 subscribers. Yes, it took me 3 years to get there, but I understand that this channel, these projects are a very niche focus, and I appreciate all of you that come here, those of you that comment, that like, that share, that are out there on YouTube looking for what's new in Super Robot Wars. Let's play Super Robot Wars. That's why at the beginning of Robot Wars 64, you'll see that those titles are Let's Consider, because I didn't really know what was going on with the game. So it's like, let's consider, let's think about this game. This game is weird. But because Let's Play Such and Such is a more apt term to look for somebody playing the game, as opposed to looking for gameplay or tips and tricks. Like, I could type in just Super Robot Wars and I'm pretty sure the first thing that'll pop up is going to be most likely a trailer or background music from a certain game, or compilation from Nikio's page, because that man does some amazing compilations. Shout outs to him. Let's Play is something that helps me get bound. Let's Play Super Robot Wars is how I've started finding my own videos on other devices in the house. On people's like, hey, someone at work, let me borrow your phone. I need to look up my own stuff. I need to see how it appears, what it comes up as, for someone that has never looked up for that. And at least my videos appear for that, which is good. This is what I want. I want to appear. I want more people to see me while I continue to do the lazy thing and just put out videos. I do hope that at some juncture this month I will do a collaboration with another small Let's Play channel by the name of Tall Man Gaming. He and I finally got in contact. He's been playing Super Robot Wars 4, which is about to wrap up. Probably finish up at the end of May, at the beginning of June. He's going to start playing Robot Wars F. So I hope to get him on my channel. I hope to be on his channel. Even if I am the bigger channel, I still think that if we, the giant robot fandom community, can collaborate and work together on stuff that's even better, it just makes for a better exposure to everyone, because now people who see me might go look at Tall Man Gaming and they might like what he's doing. They might be more interested in Vandal Hearts or Tactics Ogre. Or, you know, people that are at his channel that have never heard of mine. It's like, oh, someone else playing Super Robot Wars. Let me go holler at this boy. Let me go check out Honky Kong 73 and find the very first Super Robot Wars 3 Let's Play. Oh man, that translation's funky. I digress. I had a lot to say this month. But I thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for getting me up past 300 subscribers. I've noticed that in the last couple of months, my growth has been accelerating. I think maybe the Let's Play and the title and the algorithm is finally working to getting me out there. Maybe 300's that magic number. Good night, Space.